Online. In your face. All over the place.
do love that. That's fucking brilliant. That's the Rapids with a track called Overflow. Isn't that great, Pete? I love it.
The brilliant band, yeah.
Before that was the Hangovers from Croydon. Well, that were the Hangovers. They're no more. James Elmy and the boys. I'll tell you a little story. Did I tell you a story about how I met the Hangovers? Pete, did I tell you that?
Well, if you were, I wasn't listening.
Oh, that's fair enough. The Hangovers, what a nice little band. James Elmy and a couple of the guys, Darren and I've forgotten what the bass player's name was, but anyway, absolutely fantastic. And they walked into this pub called The Ship in Croydon. And I think James was working behind a bar at the time, and they said, look, we've got a band, because we used to do this promotional thing on a Wednesday night in The Ship in Croydon.
Right.
And I said, we got a band. I went, oh yeah. He says, yeah. Well, we got a couple of instruments here. Can we get up and try it? And this is before the main band was going to come on, all right? And the venue had its own drum kit, so I said, right, have you got sticks? Have you got everything? Yeah, we're all ready to go. Well, okay, go on then. And they got up, and they did that track I just played, Hangover Till I Die. Yeah. And it was just off the cuff, just like that, bang. And then they got off and I went, fuck you, and they walked out. Brilliant attitude. Absolutely love that guy, James Elmy. Go and check him out. The Hangovers, they were called. He's coming back with a new band, and he's promised me some new music. So
Excellent.
yeah, I'm going to be looking out for that. Now then, this chat room has gone absolutely fucking bonkers as regards to setting the ball alight, really, Pete, and we're kicking it about and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
Regarding the music industry of today. Before I go on to my next little rant, which is celebrityism, which I hate, I'd just like to echo what some of these guys in the chat room were talking about. Tracy B and Baz and Strobers and Karen, they've all been yelling out about their opinions about what's been going on. Now, something there that Tracy said, a little bit, I'll scroll up but it's probably gone. Tracy was saying that she said that it's these kinds of things, like, for instance, crappy programs and the way that the world's going with the music and everything else. It encourages the kids of today to want to be millionaires and pop stars and not have to go out and work for it. Okay, and Strobers agreed with that one. And then Baz came in with something, and I thought it was quite enlightening, really. Baz came in with something, and he said, look, if Simon Cowell or someone of the same ilk was to come along and offer you £5 million for a record deal, I haven't heard anyone say yet that they wouldn't take it. Well, Strobe said she wouldn't take it, and I agree with Strobes. I wouldn't take it either. I'm not trying to be big-headed and up my own arsehole or anything like that, but I was in a situation back in, when was this, 91, where I was offered, let's put it was into the couple of millions for a record deal with a couple of other guys, and we turned it down. And that was from one of the major labels. We turned it down because of principles and because of the fact that even back then, before the before it all went a little bit batshit crazy, really, even then I realised that anything that you would have given this record company no longer would have been yours. The money that they give you is an advance. You're screwed. You're their property until they see fit to say you're no longer their property.
Exactly.
And any artistic, and I'm going to get all fairy-airy on you now, any artistic integrity is completely out the window. You are foobarred. So I turned around to two of the guys that were in the office with us, and we were, listen lads, it's like this, we reckon you should do this and you should do that, change your name, change your style, get a haircut, you grow some hair, it's like that, and things like that. And we're like, a couple of the lads are going, yeah, give me, how much? Back then a couple of million was like, nowadays a million, it's like the £1,000 back in a few years ago. A million, what's a million these days? You could quite happily live off $1 million, of course you would. But if you're going to make it worthwhile, you need a little bit more than that. But back in the day, it's just over a couple of million we were offered, and it was like, well, we had to weigh it up, right? We had to weigh it up between what was really worth it, and at the long run, what were we left with? Because the pressure would have been immense for us to turn. I mean, some of the stuff you've heard me play, Audio Burger Boy stuff, it was that kind of stuff, all right?
Yeah.
In fact, it is that stuff. To keep churning it out like a battery hen, keep churning out the stuff, you end up drying out. And I just didn't want to be this dried out fucking rock star in 10, 20 years time with fuck all going on, and my whole, just literally my integrity being raped, and I didn't want that. And I turned around back then and I went, no, I don't want it. So Baz, I would say no. So also Strober says that she would say no as well, and she's also mentioning there that money doesn't, because money is fame, doesn't make you happy. She's right, absolutely right. And that leads me very nicely onto my next little rant, Pete, and that's celebrityism.
Okay.
What the fuck is it with us and celebrityism? What is it? Who gives a shit about these people? What are they famous for? Because they've gone on a reality TV show, slagged each other off, made themselves look a bunch of twatwanks, and then we're supposed to applaud them whenever they decide to turn up to somewhere and adore them? I don't think so. What's that all about?
No, the word celebrity is a totally different, the meaning of it to what it was 30, 40 years ago, isn't it? It's a meaningless word now.
It's pants. It's pap. Yeah.
Just get your name in a paper, you're a celebrity.
I've just got, sorry, before we go on about this, Baz has just put in the chat room and says, no, my point is, if I can make a shit make shit tunes and pocket 4 million, I'll rip him off. You see that? He didn't say that, but I get his point. Cheers, Baz. Yeah, celebrities. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything at all, does it? It doesn't mean a fucking thing. And what are they celebrities for? Fuck all. Just before we came onto the show, I was watching something on BBC One with Frank Skinner. I've forgotten what it's called. Room 101. That's it. And they got Cilla Black on. Surprise, surprise! Right? She's on. And one of her hates was celebrities. And I thought, she's restored my faith in humanity. If Cilla Black can do it, she says, I can't stand people who are just there in the red carpet for the sake of being there because they, because they're whoever they are. They haven't done anything to actually earn their celebrity status. And she's absolutely right.
But is she saying it because she's upset because they're taking her limelight? I'm never too sure when a celebrity says it about another celebrity, Like, yeah. You would class as celebrity.
Yeah, but come on, old Cilla Black, she doesn't need that though, does she? She's like, she is the...
Well, the new generation will never clue who she is.
Well, do they need to?
No.
Really?
We didn't need to, but...
That's true. That's very true. But, the whole point, you bastard, the whole point is that, back in the day, I hate saying that word, stop saying it. Back in the day, celebrity actually meant something. You had to actually do it, have a talent, do something, be notable for something. Bit of notoriety creates your own celebrityism. But nowadays, all you got to do is shag a footballer.
Exactly. I mean, it's funny when you see, or whatever it may be, a lineup for a show, or these crappy shows, or whatever, and they have this list of these celebrities, and you don't know who they are. In the past, you would have known who they were. You would have come across them without trying. But now, I mean, they're like, you just haven't got a clue who they are. But they're called celebrities.
I would like to know I'm going to be really stupid here and say something really crass. I would like to know what it's like in the States for celebrities, and as if I don't know. I mean, that's where we got it from. But here in the UK, it's just literally taken over. You look in any magazine, any shop magazine racks right now, and it's absolutely littered with celebrity crap magazines. Right? And you look and you think, why am I? And you're looking at the TV show, and it's like, in between the commercials, I was going to mention a few names. I can't. I've been in real big trouble. But a few names are there have been mentioned. Something or other, Higher magazine. You know what I mean? Or the other one. Popping up, and it's all about the celebrity and what they've done. Have they screwed their pooch poodle this week? Did the other one get his toenail removed? What happened to the bruise on some celebrity's arm? Who gives a fuck? Get out of my face.
But sadly, enough do, because that's why they keep going. There's enough of the public that will think they're interested in it and will spend their money and time and attention on all this stuff.
Yeah. But
so they're not going to, again, like the music, they're not going to stop. Well, it's making them a fortune, they're going to carry on.
Is it because they're force-fed the crap each and every day? So
it could well be, yeah. I'm sure there's some people who actually want this. This is their idea of fun. But yeah, just as many are being force-fed, and they believe this is what they should have, and they don't know of any alternative. That's the other thing. I mean, some people are just like TV celebrities. They're glued to the telly. That's their life.
Yeah.
Be all and end all of their day. So whatever's on is the only important thing.
Swings back round full circle to what Tracy B was saying in a chat room earlier on. Kids don't have to. Well, they don't have to. They don't want to get out there and actually make a break. They don't want to do this kind of thing. Or
look for alternative entertainment or inspiration or whatever.
Exactly.
They want it force-fed.
It's all there. It's on tap. He says, running an internet radio show. Right, okay, I'm shooting myself in the foot, I know. But you're looking at Sasha Cooper here. She's put a few things in the chat room I wholeheartedly agree with. She's saying that, celebrity, you don't get the respect for celebrities anymore. I mean, we used to, it's like, I don't know, P, I'm going to, back when I was a kiddie, turning on the telly and watching a variety show or some kind of entertainment show, you knew that the people that were on there doing this thing had a talent. They had something to give you. All right, a talent, loose form of the word, but they had something to give you.